Welcome back to NCHANZPLACE, and this time around, we'll be reviewing XM Studios' Wolverine Weapon X. So I got this piece since last year, STGCC, and finally it arrived. This time, I'm a bit disappointed by XM. Later, you'll find out why. And also this time for the review, I'm putting in back those ratings that I have before. I think the ratings are really good. I do feel I want to make it more systematic as well. I'm including back those ratings. So yeah, stay tuned and enjoy. So for the paint, basically quality wise, I would give it five. The paint job is really flawless. It's really good as always. XM always gives like this really nice quality to their pieces. So none for it. This one is no exception. The lines are really good. I do see some, let's say, paint spots on the base, but I'm treating this somehow like a weathering, so I'm not really critical of those tiny spots. But since there are in the base, it would be for me. It's really good that they are basically making the base more realistic, more rustic, or like I would say damage or something weathered. So I'm giving the quality for 5.0. For color, I am giving it for 4.5. Because the skin tone is really good, and also the color scheme is really good. When I say the color scheme, that means the character itself and its surrounding are really well, let's say, colored. I would say if it's like a painting, it can really emphasize the I would say the character itself. So as you can see, Wolverine is has a flesh or skin tone color, and everything around him is more or less like a how would say like metal. So it makes it really popped out. So, but the problem is the how would say the color of the metals are for me really not yet there. They're good, but I still feel that there it could be improved though. So I'm giving the color 4.5. For the weathering, I'm giving it as 4. Basically, there's really not much weather. If you can see the poles, it's really clean. There's really nothing there. Just plain paint job. There is this paint spots in the I would say in the base. It's really good. I really do like that one. So I'm not sure if it's accidental or intended, but I like that one. I also like some discoloration in the base. They're not that much. This discoloration is somehow just one part and something like it's in like one square, and then there's some discoloration there or whatever. But I do wish that they have spread out or something, because this is supposed to be like a rugged facility, or like a secret facility, and it's supposed to be very dirty and everything, something like that. There's also the wires. It's not shiny, because normally XM always have their stuff, especially metallic, very shiny. There, it's not. That's really good. I really do appreciate that one as well. So for the shadows and highlights, I do love the highlights and the body sculpt. So I'm really giving this a 5.0. Again, it's these things that makes the sculpt be emphasized. So basically, these highlights can either destroy your sculpt, or it actually emphasizes your sculpt. So for this one, it really emphasized the lean physique of Wolverine, and it's really good, really nicely done for that matter. So I'm really giving this shadows and highlights a 5.0. For the sculpt, quality wise, I'm giving it 3.5, because I got a broken piece, the panel or the monitor that has a camera. So it sadly it was broken when I received it. The Other than that, there's not much damage or broken piece, or any scratches and the piece itself. It's actually quite clean, other than the broken panel. For the texture, it has actually very good texture, especially the hair in Wolverine. Really good. I'm really giving this a 5.0, because it's really just good. You can really feel the somehow like a hair effect on the sculpt. For the weight and size, so this one I was actually surprised, because looking at the piece, it it looks actually really big. Not really big, but more than a usual 1/4 scale. And basically, I thought it was heavy. So two things for me, it's a good thing and also a bad thing. But it's more of a good thing, because I'm not a big guy, so I don't also want big pieces, that really big and heavy piece. Just like it to be really good. For this one, it was light, so it was actually really good for me, because it's easy to move around. The bad thing maybe for some is that, because of the size. I mean, actually the size is not that good, but it gives an illusion that it is big because of all those panels. It gives the illusion that the piece is really big, but it's actually not. So you will be expecting that the piece will be very heavy, but actually it's not that heavy. It will not be heavy, and I think it's really even very good for me to really move it, because it's that light. Yeah, that is for the weight and size. I'm giving it 4.5. For the detail and complexity, I really like the details in the helmet. It has really good detail. I really like the decals and everything. It looks really really realistic. But what really is really good or really impressive in this piece is the water effect. The water effect is really damn impressive. This is something really unique that XM is, as of the moment, is the one doing it, in terms of like an entire body, and that's really impressive. It really gives an illusion that there's water, and it's really good. What I didn't like actually is some of the parts of the base are very plain. For example, there's water effect in the body, but there's none water effect in the base. I really would have suggested XM to put the details also in the water, because for sure Wolverine will be dripping. You wouldn't see any drips. I think there are some, I guess, but they're not. You wouldn't see it as a drip. I really would have loved that they've added this detail in the base as well. I mean, also, I mean, outside of the base, the inside there's also some water effect as well. So that is for the sculpt. So for the design, concept wise, I'm giving it 4.5, because the water effect is an absolute genius idea from XM. That's really, really something new. Unfortunately, I couldn't put this or give it as a 5.0 because I really prefer that there was this broken glass compared to or instead of that panels or monitors. So I would have wanted like frosted glass there at as a backdrop itself. That would have been very nice or nicer for me. In terms of displayability, I would give it a 4.5 as well. Because even though it gives an illusion that it's big, but it's really contained in its cylindrical space, and that's really good. I really like that one as well. It even can fit in the Besta, so it's really good, and you can also adjust the panels or monitors, so you won't have too much problem with space regarding this one. It still does eats a bit of space, but not that big. For assembly, too many parts. That's why I really didn't like or agree with all the panels. It's good, but I'm not a fan of it. And also the right foot doesn't snug, or the peg there doesn't really snug really well, and the foot is not, for me. It's really not. I do not know if XM keeps giving reasons with that one. They say it's normal, but actually it's in the edge, and if it's in the edge and it's not properly, let's say, aligned to that edge, it can cause some damage if you keep moving it, because the edge will really hit the feet, and it can make some breakage there. So that's the problem with that feet. um, Also, the poles are quite flimsy. I'm not sure what's the material, but they're a bit flimsy as well. So yeah, that's for the assembly 3.5. Switch out and mixed media. I'm giving it the 5 because the head sculpt, or the extras head, or the unmask, or let's say unhelmeted head, was really good. I really like it, and it's really really nice as well. It has this like he's about just woken up kind of look of Wolverine, something like that. But I prefer the helmeted one. The water effect, again, that's a genius idea. So that's another material there, and also there's wires, and actual wires, and the light up features. That is really really good. So that's why I'm giving the switch outs, and or mixed media a 5.0. So there you go, XM Studios Wolverine Weapon X. So as I mentioned, I'm a bit disappointed because of the delay after delay. So I was really waiting for this piece because this was one of my favorite in the con, and XM just keeps saying okay next month, and then next month. Imagine they keep telling that since February. So I think they said that it would come out. The first batch would come out in the Chinese New Year, and then they said okay, might be after Chinese New Year, maybe beginning March or end of February. I waited. Okay, I might not be after March. I might not be one of the lucky persons or guys to get the second batch. Okay, fine. April came, still no signs of any email for delivery. May came, still none. June came, still. I think I finally tried to email um, XM customer service, and I also tried to message Brian Tan. Basically, he told me that to call the customer service. So I did. I not call but email. I did, and customer service told me that it would arrive end of June. It did. That's the good thing. And if it didn't arrive, I was really would be very upset. I even would want to cancel it. So good thing it arrived. It's actually really good. I didn't get a wonderful piece, a perfect piece, but nonetheless, the Wolverine is really good. It's something new that XM has again provided to collectors. It's just that I had some problems with mine, and I really didn't like the fact that XM just keeps telling everybody it will arrive next month, next month. I would really suggest that they put an ETA, a correct ETA in their pieces. I do not know their system, but that would be very helpful, because for me, I was really waiting putting in some space because XM told that it will be coming next month, and then it didn't come until then, and then it I mean it wasted some of my time as well in making really that space, really waiting for the email. So but nonetheless it arrived, it turned out really good. Not perfect, but I guess for my broken piece, XM will be replacing that one as well, which really has a good customer service. So again, thank you. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learn how to assemble. I hope you know what to check as well. I hope really I have helped everyone who wants to see the piece or having hard time deciding to get the piece. So thank you once again. Please do subscribe for more videos to come.